It drills, it bashes, it can even stop monsters dead in their fat tracks. Just who the hell do you think it is? This is Cypherx Gaming, and today we're talking about the Lance and Shield in Rangers of Oblivion. Diving right in, the Lance is a counter-centric weapon that requires solid tactical gameplay. While it may initially seem defensive at first and scream tank, the Lance sports some intense damage numbers that will leave more aggressive players very satisfied as they evade, block, and punish behemoth attacks. One thing that attracts a lot of people to the Lance is the surprisingly great spike damage for what seems like a defense-focused weapon. Both your counter and movement abilities sport some impressive damage numbers that can insta-flinch a behemoth, leaving it even more vulnerable to your attacks. The Lance also sports a tried and true Lance charge that eats no stamina, activates quickly, and sports a short cooldown for ease of use. It also has a badass charge-up attack. In addition, it sports a solid defensive option in addition to dodge rolling, and being a long pointy stick makes most of its attacks pinpoint. This makes focused part breaks and flinches pretty simple and quick, except for on Mantic because he's lame and his hitboxes are dumb. Now, downsides of the Lance, in my opinion, start with its stamina reliance. Lance uses stamina not only to power its counter, but to also soak up damage you would have otherwise taken. You also use stamina for your charged regular attack, which you will rely on heavily. Between those two abilities and dodge rolling, stamina can run out fairly quickly. Now, to be frank, your regular attack is fairly useless unless you have exhausted all possible options. And even then, if you don't have enough stamina to use a charge attack or roll, you have no business being in that behemoth's face and you need to back up. Lastly, the Lance has some minor animation lock with its normal attack. While very minor, it can come up a lot or very little, depending on if you're spamming or charging up an attack. I'll get more to that later. Now let's cover the skills. Your first skill, Shield Throw, has you toss your shield, which circles the behemoth in a horizontal boomerang animation, finishing in a shield slam. In my opinion, this skill is just filler in its beginner form. Your second and third skills far outclass it in damage and overall use, and it also goes against the seemingly pinpoint nature of the Lance and Shield. Your second skill, Savage Assault, has you charge in like the Lancer in the opening cutscene, fearless and badass. It sports a 920% damage modifier, so getting in all those lovely hits can be your bread and butter to crippling a behemoth quickly and effectively. It pairs nicely with Time Stop, and like Flickering Gale on Gauntlets, can double as an emergency retreat skill. Your third skill, Avenging Barrier, is Big Daddy when it comes to your skill priority, and separates the real Lancers from the little boys. Upon activation, your character will post their shield up in front of them with a golden glow. Holding the button continues to hold up your shield, and releasing the button fires off a sad and underpowered attack, almost visually disappointing you for not planning out your use of the skill. As I mentioned before, Avenging Barrier has a fixed stamina requirement that it will consume in the first few seconds of the ability's animation. After the stamina is accounted for, you can hold your block indefinitely, however your stamina will stay where it is. As I touched on earlier, Avenging Barrier is not an absolute defense shield, but rather a shield constructed with magic and your stamina. It can only null out damage equaling to about 15% of your max health. 50% of the remaining damage is taken from your stamina as payment, so a particularly big hit can leave your stamina bar withered and unreliable. While holding down the button, you will not recover stamina until you release the button or block an attack. The attack, triggered by being hit with your shield up, will show a visual confirmation, and you will thrust your shield forward, hitting 2 times for a total of 720% of your base damage. This attack is only second to your Savage Assault in terms of sheer damage and spike ability. The Lance also has a fourth attack of sorts. The ability to do a charged regular attack which easily outclasses Lance's normal attack in every way. It sports decent damage, focused multi-hits for part breaking, it aims up for targets slightly above and out of normal melee range, and can be charged while moving. As a final nail in the coffin, your normal attack has some minor animation lock, unlike the charge attack, which can be broken with a dodge roll at any time. Unfortunately, you eat stamina at a fairly quick rate during the 1 to 2 second charge up that this attack has, so you want to be ready in position when attempting this skill. Holding down the attack button while coming out of a dodge roll will start your character's charge up in the nanosecond that is available. This cuts down on animation time and makes it more efficient. Your Lance skills can be evolved at 3 different NPCs: Harkin for Shield Throw, Countess Athene for Savage Assault, and Edgard for Avenging Barrier. A final tip is don't be afraid to experiment with your Wild Soul use on Lance. You can use a Healer Soul to play Paladin, an attack soul to be a furious berserker with crazy spike damage that you've never seen before, or use time stop to make behemoths sit down in your savage assault and charged attacks. It's a lot of fun. And that's all I have for you today, guys. That was my beginner guide on Lance in Rangers of Oblivion. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment down below and help me get better. Now, where's that outro? What's up, YouTubers? This is Cypherx with Cypherx Gaming. Just thanking you for watching my video and taking the time to hit that like and subscribe button if you did. Please, seriously, dude, it helps me a lot. It tells me I'm doing something right, and also kind of helps me gauge what to do in the next video. So again, if you want to see some cool monster bashing videos and you like my general personality here, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll be here to read, reply, and make more monster smashing content for you. Thanks for stopping by, and peace!